It's the Cyclops and Wolverine show! Hello and welcome to this Murphy video, and today we are looking at Uncanny X-Men issue 12. And on the front we have a Wolverine in a vest clearly being shot at. And then we have Cyclops finding his Arctic blast somewhere out there over the rainbow. And we get a cryptic beginning. Every ending has a beginning. And here is the team that make Uncanny X-Men what it is. It's a nice picture of Wolverine and Psych over a bunch of purifiers, reavers, humanity guys, I can't remember what they're called. And this is Forever Part 2. And this is the team, which I've just said, bring it to us. Okay, so the book begins with Wolverine and Cyclops, Wolverine doing surgery on Cyclops and taking out some bullets, and it's it's a bit disappointing for me, being a big Cyclops fan, him saying that, he never should have led the X-Men, and Wolverine, they have this whole banter thing going. He's kind of like, well, I was never your biggest cheerleader anyway. What do you want from me, sort of thing. So, nice little moment between the two of them as they get reacquainted, I guess. So, plan is on. Wolverine approaches a couple men in the ONE, and if you remember back in Decimation, they landed on the lawn of Xavier's School for the Gifted. It's the War of the Realms. So Wolverine has a plan, so they're coming in, they're not on the list. Pretty much the guy shouts out, "It's a trick," straight away, as they plan to attack the faculty, and Wolverine gets shut up. So does that guy, ends up dead. So good policy. So, pretty much Wolverine rams it into the prison. And they go to the back, and Cyclops comes flying out with some optic blasts, sorry, saying, kind of hell of a plan you've got going on. I love this bit. It looks like he's firing two ways, so that's new. I'm pretty sure that I've never seen him do that, like that. So interesting and cool. So pretty much they get stuck in. I love that bit. Fearless leader, sort of thing that Wolverine used to. So we get these sentinels saying stop, and Wolverine feels like that's kind of new. So as you can imagine, they start attacking as they would, and Cyclops says, I've got better since I come back. And Wolverine's like, well, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. And then they realize that something's perhaps wrong. So they open it up and they find Gildo in there. Strong guy. And Self. They all became sick. And apparently they were experimented on. There's Sean. So pretty much they were trying to weaponize mutants in these kind of sentinels, etc. So pretty much they start freeing mutants, and we got some mobile men that have clearly been mutilated as part of the experiments. It's good to see some friends back. And this Magic saying you were expecting some more Warlock, and she says that her and Wolfsbane could kind of they felt like they could fight it back. So there's more. They find Alex, which is clearly powering the whole plant by the looks of it. So Scott does the brotherly thing and saves him. Havoc thinks he's dead. And Alex says it probably should have been me who died, which is a bit strange to hear. So pretty much they only make their full attack on, so they start fighting back. Meanwhile, one of the Jamies doesn't feel well, and they realize They have bombs in them. So self-absorbed, the whole blast, so to speak. And he's dead. So Cyclops pretty much does the thing that he does as leader. He says, we haven't got time, we'll mourn later, we'll get, you know, we'll come back to fight later, etc. But right now we need to get out of here. So Havoc isn't going without one final hurrah, and he's at full whack, which is pretty cool. And the whole plant is down, and this is General Callahan. And he says it would appear that the X-Men are back, so you know what that means. It's going to be Strike Back. There we go, next issue. Looks very 90s there. Oh. So, the X-Men are back in full swing. I've got to say, the story flowed really, really nicely. It felt very fresh. It felt very... something that I cannot explain. For a long time, I have not enjoyed reading X-Men. So this felt very... not nostalgic, but it felt right, like around the whole decimation period, you know, or after that, you know, the Cyclops Wolverine relationships perhaps coming back. They're doing missions like perhaps they would have. They're up against a wall. All these things seem to feel right, and I really enjoyed the art as well. The art, you know, it just felt so sort of that era as well, so crisp. You know, I think about the art that I always end up enjoying. You know, I think back to Messiah Complex, Second Coming. You know, I love that. I loved that art back then. So the art was pretty cool too. So tell me what you think of issue 12. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. I have no idea what I'm doing on Twitter, at SmurDP. SmurDP is my page for Facebook as well. And embrace geekiness. Goodbye. Take care.